Because you can remove the tip of an iceberg. A new tip will pop up. You can remove it again. For as long as the iceberg is there, there'll be a tip. Maybe not as sharp, maybe not as structured, but there'll be a tip. And eventually you'll be sharpened and structured. Can you get rid of the iceberg? You can try. But always remember that by 2050, 25% of the world's population will be African. 40% of babies will be African. And 50% of babies in the world will be Muslim. So these are the icebergs we're talking about in demographics. So how do we deal with each other as human beings? For a brief period, this collection of atoms becomes me. And then we return to dust. During this period, have we added or subtracted? If we see life as being zero-sum, for me to take from you so that I enjoy life more, I'm not sure you enjoy life more because you will die unhappy. The greatest fulfillment in life is that during that brief period, when that collection of atoms become us as an individual, we add something to the entire field. In other words, blessed are the peacemakers because they try to achieve win-win outcomes. Of course, when we are in business, when we are in politics, we've got to work through all the game theory quadrants, I was helping Pope Francis for 7 years. Usually after a meeting with the cardinals, we would have lunch somewhere in Rome. We were on a budget, so it was a cheap lunch, but in Italy, you always get good food. Even the cheap wines are very serviceable. So we had a secretary who was a world expert in medieval canon law, a Scotsman. Had a wonderful way of the English language, wrote beautiful notes and minutes. So one night he told me, George, he's very cunning, I said, who? He said, the Pope. Oh. He says, he's unbelievably cunning. I was not surprised because how can you be a Pope in Italy if you're not cunning? I mean, he may be of Italian descent, but Italy is a complex environment. So I was not too concerned. I thought, it's okay, he'll be effective. A few years later, after another such dinner, he said, George, this man is holy. He's really holy. Normally when you know a person, initially you may be impressed. After a while, you have a more jaded view of the person. You become a bit more cynical. A person who appeared very black turned out to be gray. A person who appeared white also turns out to be gray. But it's rare that his view became whiter, From being very cunning, he said he was unbelievably holy. So to be effective, wherever we are, whether it is in a family, or in a company, or in government, if we don't understand Machiavelli, we cannot be effective. Because that is an important part of human behavior. But if we are not also holy, we will lose our mission, and our life will become meaningless. It is a bundle.